Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Tornado Survival Series, Season 11. This is episode 3, and we are using the local weather mod by Koros on version 1.10.2. And last time, we did some mining. We decided we wanted some resources. Well, actually, I decided. You guys didn't have too much say in that episode. But I wanted to make some of the equipment, specifically a weather radar, because I want to see where the weather's going so we can better plan out the episodes to see if weather is coming in or going away or something in between. So we're going to make that, and we had to get some resources to do that, which included some iron, and it also included some redstone and some gold. And if you have gold, redstone, and iron, you can make all of the weather items added into the game by this mod. But we also found some diamonds, which was a nice added bonus. I think we've got enough redstone. I'm a little concerned about our gold. I don't know if we're going to have enough gold. We might. I wrote all of the recipes down. They were kind of tricky to find, but I was able to get all of those. So I really just been waiting for these to go, and I think it's nighttime, so we're going to sleep. But we'll first start with making a weather radar. And I'm probably not going to build anything else until we actually have a proper home. And once I get out of this ravine, I guess I can build a staircase here so we can see what's happening and where the weather is going. So we'll start with building one of these. Thanks for all the great support on the first episodes of this. A lot of people were very excited and came back to the channel, or some of you that were subscribed that don't actively watch my other content came back to watch it. So glad to have you all back. Welcome back if you are, back to watching the videos. And I do have to just say one thing. A lot of people were just saying all sorts of, like, the comments were almost toxic in some areas because they were like, this is why you should be doing this, Mike. Look how many views this got compared to your other video. You posted this in 24 hours and this video has 3,000 views and the other ones have 50, blah, 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 blah. Oh, you guys, after all these years, I thought you would have learned by now that I do not do these videos just for the views. If these videos got 0 views, then yes, I probably wouldn't do them. Because part of the reason why I do these YouTube videos is to share my experience with other people. Like I like to see other people comment on them and talk about the game, or other people play the game with me, and to just to chat, and other people to see what we've done. But I don't just do it to get more views. If I wanted this channel, like I could have done things on my channel to make it so that I would have gone to the top much quicker than I've done. We've still had slow, steady growth on the channel, but I could have done things in such a way that would have allowed me to get way to the top, and or at least grown the channel more. But it would have been fake on my part, and I basically, whatever game I feel like playing at the given time, I play it, and then if I feel like recording it, I record it and decide to make it a series for you guys, and if I don't, I don't, and that's about what I do. And it just so happens that I wanted to play this again, not so much the fact that I wanted more money and more ad revenue and more views, and I wanted to become big on YouTube. Not so much. So I hope that makes sense. You guys just, that's the way it works. I'm not just doing this for the views, but a lot of people were like really hating on me for taking so long to do this, and I'm like, okay. But a lot of you hung out and gave me some great feedback and talked about the series and how excited you were and the memories it brought back. Like, all of you would watch this, oop, 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 dark clouds. All of you would talk about how you watched this and you were so young when you watched it. It was years and years ago, and I feel the same way. It was early high school when I did this, and I go back and I don't know how some of my videos have hundreds of thousands of views and a million views when they are so bad. I think they're so bad. At the time I thought they were good, and lots of people did, but I go back and look at them and I'm like, oh my gosh, they're so horrible. I was a little kid. But that's how things roll. Okay, enough chatting of boring crap from me. We are going to do some crafting. So one of the things in this game is called the weather item, and it's really how you use to craft everything else. Almost everything else in this game uses weather items to do it, and I'm gonna have to craft quite a handful of them. So for the weather radar, you're gonna need 4 weather items. So if I got these correctly, this will be really embarrassing if these aren't correct. So actually, we're gonna have enough gold. We'll have enough to do this. I think it's the redstone is actually what I'm worried about. And then redstone and the rest of this, I believe. Oh, I'm sorry. Nope, just right here. So yes, there we go. Weather items. So we have 4 of those. They do absolutely nothing other than used in crafting recipes. And if we want a radar, we're going to need a compass, which kind of makes sense, right? You need some sort of directional thing. So we'll grab one of those, and then you need a weather item in all 4 corners, and then the rest of the spaces are filled up with redstone, and we should get a radar. And we do. Weather radar. He should have made this look like an actual weather radar deal. It would have been kind of cool. But let's clear out this room. I mean, again, we're just stay down here for now, and then we'll go to the surface and start building something a bit better. But I think this essentially creates that screen, if I remember. That's about a 3x3 area. So we'll go ahead and place it right here in the middle. Yeah, so it creates a 3x3 screen, and so you need to at least clear out that big of a space to see it. So it'll take a little bit of time to populate things. As you can see now, it's populating up. It's doing its scans. So there's a thunderstorm. All these different symbols mean different things. So this orange dot in the middle is us at the time being. We're right in the center of this. Where this radar is the center. So if I were to pick this up and move it somewhere else, the center of the radar would be where it is, which makes sense. If these little dots could be different colors, green or red, I don't know if they can be orange, but green or red means strengthening or decreasing in strength. And then the icon depends on what it is in their different stages. So the first stage is just rain, just a rain shower. And then the second stage is a thunderstorm. And then the third stage is, I don't know if it's hail or wind, or it could be either, or if they go succinct. But there we go. We have a new shower that's popped up, or actually, that was probably there. It's just still scanning. So to our northwest that we saw over there was a rain shower. And then this is the thunderstorm that now has wind. I believe that's a wind symbol. It just means it's got strong winds in the thunderstorm and it's strengthening. So it's green. This one is strengthening, and so is that shower. And as you can see, this storm is moving ever so closely towards us, it looks like. It's almost moving on a pretty good trajectory just towards us. This rain shower is moving away from us. So it looks like the general flow today is, let's see, what direction is this? This is north, so it's out of the south and southwest, which is not too crazy for here in the North American continent. And this one is, I think this will be what we work on, because this is moving away from us. So we'll keep watching this one to see what this does. So that's not half bad. So some of the other items they have in the game are the anemometer and the wind vane, which are just little decorative things. They don't really serve any purpose other than just to look at them. You can make a sensor, which I believe still outputs a redstone signal to something when there's a tornado detected by it, but you also have to craft those to make tornado sirens. And then one of the newer items in the game is a deflector that you can make that if you want to, it supposedly will deflect tornadoes, or at least it's going to deflect the damage, at least damage that the storms can cause. So that seems pretty reasonable to build one of those. Once we get a solid house up, it kind of takes the fun out of it, because the tornado is going to technically be deflected around it. But maybe the tornado, I'm not really sure how that works too much, because the tornado could reach us, but it just won't do any damage, or the storms just go around us, or it's just in that one small area. I don't know the details. So if you do know the details of that block, like how far away it deflects and how it works, comment down below, or if you see that comment below, go ahead and like it so I can see it. And I'll take that into account for the next episode. So yeah, this is definitely, so once you see the wind on there, it kind of means that it's basically a supercell. It's developed itself into a very strong thunderstorm. You have the mesocyclone, which is just the broad rotation of the actual updraft itself, and this storm definitely has that. And that is the first stage we need in developing these sorts of tornadoes. So I'm just running towards this storm because I can. Oh, there's some hail. Looks like it is strengthened to some hail. I believe these hail, if it hits you head on, can cause a half of a heart of damage if it directly hits you. But you see it falls in clumps. There's some thunder. So the hail, I think, is still a little glitchy. But this is over the desert. This is very interesting. We'll have to take a look here. There's some hail. So it's definitely getting together, and I think it's still moving in our direction. So we'll have to run back home. But you can see the winds are blowing a little bit. I think he actually added where the general winds of the thunderstorm can cause damage by just blowing like leaf blocks around and stuff, if I recall from when I played around with this mod myself. So I think that's definitely a possibility. But the hail still looks a little glitchy to me. as far as where you get hit, but maybe he took out where it does damage. I know it used to, but yeah, that's still moving towards us. It's not in a perfect direction, but it's definitely nothing too crazy at the moment. So it's going to be a little time before that storm reaches us, and if it does anything special. Oh, I think we got tornado development. I think I remember that before. We do. Look at it. It just all of a sudden gets crazier. So that it starts as like an F0 and then it'll continue to strengthen up, and the weather radar will tell you what scale that tornado is at and then how it goes. So I'm going to stay away from this because we were not prepared to interact with these things yet, and that looks like it's actually moving pretty quickly towards us. It actually looks like it might be right there. I don't know, it's still behind that. But I really like how he made these a much better shape. Like, that just looks amazing. It's creepy as could be. Yeah, that's creepy. Yeah, we're going to get out of here now. I don't want to mess with this. It is starting to rain, so that storm's getting close. We're going to run. We're going to run far away and just watch it from our radar and see if it actually gets our way. And if it gets to us, we'll definitely deal with it. But I'm going to get out of here. Oh, crap, that's moving really fast. Okay, I don't think the storm was moving that quickly beforehand. Or maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I don't know if the tornado makes it move quicker or it was actually moving that fast and I'm just didn't notice it. I'm not even going to stop to look around. We're just going to run. Yeah, that thing is moving about as fast as I'm running. So we're going to go get underground and probably going to have our first ugly train. We didn't even get to build a house and the train's already going to get destroyed. Look at that. What a beauty. With the sunset. Oh yeah, we're out of the rain. It looks like it's definitely strengthened. So let's go see if our weather radar... Whoops. I'm pressing the wrong buttons here. Let's go see if the weather radar itself labels it as an F2. So it definitely came up from an F0 or F1. And it's still strengthening. So this could actually be interesting. We could have pretty destructive tornado coming right towards this town. I wish I should have built a siren. But that is definitely continuing to strengthen. That's the thumbnail probably. It definitely looks far away, so I think it just gives the illusion that the clouds are closer, but then when you look at the base, it's still like way out there, so we definitely have a little ways to go. And at the sunset, I wonder if it's actually going to start to weaken or not. We're going to have mobs spawn. Well, that's pretty exciting. He definitely just did a good job. I mean, you guys remember the first ones, there's no really clouds, and it was just, you know, pretty rough shape if you go look back at the first couple series where there's water spouts everywhere. So they definitely have a much improved look, and it's really not too taxing on my computer. It is a little bit, but I remember before it would really knock down the frames when these tornadoes came up, but I think he really turned that down, and there's also options for you if you don't have a good computer. You can make it where the tornadoes, oh, that would have been a great picture. Look at that lightning bolt. Where you can change that up. So that's definitely going right for that town. Maybe that's something we should do, is make that town weather ready. Let's make that little community over there weather ready if this doesn't destroy it completely. And it will allow us to, you know, put sirens everywhere and build a basement in each of those houses and get that community ready to go. So I don't know when the wind is going to pick up. Let's go back to the radar. So it's still an F2, but it's red now. So it looks like, I think that means it's starting to weaken, like the entire storm. So I don't know if it's quick or sudden or if it's going to drop down, but at this direction, our radar suggests it's just going to miss us, but it's probably going to hit that town head on over there. Oh wow, it's right there. I think it's going to hit that town head on. It's going to be... What was that noise? Was that a... Oh, that's a husk. I was like, was that a husk? Is that what they make? I didn't know that they gave them separate noises. I was like, what was that? Wow, that's right there. Okay, we're getting cloud debris blowing past us. I think it's time to go underground. Although he's not getting sucked in, so I guess we have a little bit of time. Just, it looks like it's closer than it is. But that's when you actually storm chase. If any of you have actually storm chased and been to storms, you'll always see it right... Oh, yep, yeah, okay, that sheep's by... There go the sheeps. Yeah, it's just missing us. There go the mobs. Alright, time to definitely go underground. It's just going to miss us, but we're going to be a safe storm chaser and not get it so close. It actually looks like it's making a little turn towards us now, so we're going to go inside. Okay. Where is it? Yeah. Okay. It's still holding it. I don't know what that. Maybe the. I don't. I think the red doesn't mean. Maybe I'm pretty sure it means weakening. I don't think it necessarily means that it's just that it's close to us. But rain's coming through the walls. I don't know what's up with that. But if you've been storm chasing and actually seen a tornado, when you see the big storms, you're always like think you're so close. And I know my storm chase when I was in Oklahoma, we did see a big tornado, and looking back on my weather radar pictures of it, I was like 12 miles, 10 miles. We were at the very edge of the warning polygon, the very, very edge, and we were on the very edge, and we were far. And like going back at the footage afterwards, looking at it, I realized, wow, I didn't get very good footage because we were just so darn far away. But at the time, we thought we were so close, and we were like worried about being any closer. I guess just the whole experience of it all. So, all right. Well, I'm going to do an experiment here. I'm going to sleep and see if this has any impact on the storm itself. But you can see it's down to F1 now, so it's definitely on the weakening trend. And we spared ourselves, and I think it actually missed the village. So I think it went in between us and the village. But I know the old game used to be broken where every time you woke up or slept, it reset the weather clock, and you didn't get any storms that came through. You couldn't sleep if you wanted to get storms. Oh, it's way over there. I thought it was really close. I guess that's because of the... Shoot. Whoops. He's going to come down here now. It's probably because of the... Yeah, he's going to come here. Dang it. We survived tornado, but lose our base to a creeper. I guess the mesocyclone and then the actual just thunderstorm makes it look like it's right on top, but then when you actually see the tornado, it's way over there. Okay, well that was a really good warm-up. And now I understand how the storm works a bit more and the tornado dynamics, and I know not to be as scared. And it is now raining sheep everywhere. Let's take out this guy too. So I'm going to go spot any damage. Let's see if we can find a damage path. And we're going to go from there. But that storm's still going, so it doesn't reset itself. When you sleep, it keeps things going on, which is quite nice. So if you just want to have storms during the day, you can do that. There it goes, fizzling out into the background, now at an F1 or F0 at that matter. I think the F0s and F1s, the way they twist, look the coolest. So, no damage to speak of over here. The tornado actually tracked relatively far, and we'll have to do what we did before, which is have maps so you can actively see on the map where things are tracking. You can see the radar for things that are far away off of your map, but it's still raining here. A little surprised. So I wanted to see if there was any wool laying around from those guys that were killed. Whoops. Walk into a cactus. There are some. So yeah, they definitely fell from the sky. Oh my gosh, it looks like it definitely hit the village almost like head on. That's a shame. We might have to go run out and find a new village to try and make weather ready, which will involve sturdying things up and trying to prepare. I think that might be a fun task to do. So, especially if you feel like you got a community, it's not just you trying to hide from the storms. But I think I'm going to actually save the storm survey for next time, since I didn't know we were going to see a tornado off the bat. I was ready to gather resources and start building something. So next episode, we're going to take go on a storm survey to see the damage and to see if it actually matches the winds that the radar measured, which is something meteorologists actually do in real life. So the radar suggested that was an F2, so we'll go see if that damage corresponds to that. From here, it looks like it probably does. Definitely looks like it does. So we'll have to go from there. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys later. See ya.